Hello everyone, Soberoni of G&AREVIEWS here, along with...
The last Sakura card, Sakura.
Damn, I forgot the
I'm
little
Drivy
critter
Dude.
thing. Fuck. Oh, well, I fucked it up. Anywho, we're here with the Fall
It's all falling
2018
apart.
Anime Guide.
Everything's falling apart.
Great start to this video.
God damn it.
We're
Whatever.
here to talk about the new fall anime season. For those of you who are not familiar with how we do this, this ties into our regularly scheduled podcast, our weekly anime podcast. We're going to go over each of the new airing shows coming out this season, and then at the end of it, we are going to deliberate amongst ourselves and pick 7 shows, which we will then discuss on a weekly basis going forward for the rest of the season until winter 2019. So let's get right into it with fuck, this is gonna be one of those things where I get all the bad ones, isn't it?
And you know what? I will go first.
Thank you. I love you, Drew.
Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm very gassy. I just drank a Red Bull. Akane Sasu Sojo by Dandelion Animation Studio. A group of girls living in a small city gather to enact a ritual. They are the Crystal Radio Research Society. The sweet and Asuka Tsuchimiya brought this group together with her friends from school. The ritual was merely an urban legend, but events coalesce. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
I can't see where you are. Yes, coalesce.
Coalesce, and what started as play becomes much more.
Oh man, I already wanted to watch this. I didn't look at the trailer for this.
You said you want to?
I kind of do now that based off of the description.
No, it's based off a game. It's a video game.
It's a video game adaptation. Not that we're
Yeah,
biased
then...
towards video game adaptations. Looking at Dandelion Studios,
ripping Persona 5 to shreds.
Dandelion Studios has only ever worked on Robo Masters, the animated series, which obviously is not a groundbreaking piece of animation. So I don't have faith in that studio.
I saw the preview of this. Not even remotely interested, to be honest. Like, everything was cool. Like, I thought they were gonna go like this whole like kind of what's that show? Pretty Little Liars route, where everyone's like, it's like there's some kind of like not kind of like a horror.
Horror.
They summon like some kind of demon, and they're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? And they start backstabbing each other and trying to cover their own asses and yada yada yada. That would be amazing.
Wait, is that what Pretty Little Liars is about?
No, it's not.
Oh, I was about to like, oh shit, I'm watching that show now.
No, it's not. But like the whole like how the girls are like, we deceive ourselves and each other and yada yada yada, even though we're friends, but whatever.
Based on that description, I just thought it was a Yuri, but I guess it's not. So I have lost interest despite the beautiful thighs on that twin-tailed blonde in the front picture.
Oh god, you see, it's exactly what I meant. When I saw all these, I was like, oh god, only gonna want to watch like 4 or 5 of these.
Yeah, well, we shot one down, so I'm gonna mark that as no-go.
No.
And we will move on to Anima Yell by Doga Kobo. The story follows Kohana Hataya, the first-year high school student who's a bit clumsy and scared of heights, but who has a very bubbly and outgoing personality. Kodohane decides to join a cheerleading club to try and make friends and overcome her weaknesses. It's a comedy sports anime, and I'm definitely having this as a maybe. I saw the PV of it, and it looked...
You know, maybe not.
This is the thing. So, we have different personalities when it comes to these types of things.
Oni's a lolicon.
That's true, but I was talking more about the genre, in that I like fun, cute, slice of life,
Lolicon.
nothing is happening type of shows, and you despise those type of shows with a passion.
It's because it's very not to talk about. Like, it doesn't even make good for like talk about on the podcast. Like, you're like, oh, they did something and this was kind of funny, and then nothing happens.
First off, we're not talking about what's good to talk about on the podcast after Persona 5 existed.
Okay, but neither of us can read the future.
Or
okay?
Gin no Guardian.
None of us can see the future. We didn't know better. But we know with this one.
Okay, fair enough. I'll be watching it on my own, thank you very much.
I know you will.
So if anyone watches it on the Discord, hit me up with pictures. We'll leave that as well. Next up.
With pictures. Not even trying to disguise your intentions. Alright. Bakumatsu by Studio Dean. In the original game story, the heroine is in Kyoto for sightseeing when she receives a mysterious pocket watch from a man. The heroine who wears the watch and passes through a shrine's Torii Gate, and she is transported to another Bakumatsu era 150 years ago during the final years of the Edo period. The heroine must then try to find a way back home to the present.
Okay, and we know Studio Dean's track record. They've done a lot of stuff, not necessarily all great. They have a mixed bag of projects.
I'd say
we have things like Konosuba, Sakamoto, but then we have things like, have they done anything bad recently? Oh, they have Log Horizon, Sakura Trick, Rosen Maiden. Studio Dean's been in the game for a long time, but their quality is kind of all over the place.
Wait, what? Hatsukoi? Oh, no, not Shonen Ai.
Hey, remember Koriwa Zombie Deska?
Also Studio Dean?
Yep.
Wow.
Basically, anything you don't know the studio that did that is Studio Dean. Hey, look at that! Fate Stay Night TV.
Oh, we know, but we knew that.
And Umineko. Wonderful Umineko.
Really? They'd also do Umineko?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good job.
Oh, the Umineko anime
That's a good job as it could be. Oh, they did Hatalia.
This has just become a Studio Dean analysis. But anywho.
Oh my god. They did Sekaiichi Hatsukoi? This is the one I was thinking of. So they did do that Shonen Ai.
All that to say, I don't think either of us is interested in this video game adaptation, as Drew would put it.
Not at all. Let's move on.
Okay. Next up, we have Baku... I'm so far away from the screen. Hold on. Bakusudi Bar Hunter. This anime will center on the elementary school student Toda, who loves to fish. One day a bar soul, okay, named Podepen appears from the barcode on Toda's bag of potato chips. Together, Toda and Podepen use a special Bakusudi bar rod item to fish for other bar souls. This is the most cash grabby fucking disgusting thing I've ever read.
Like I love that you read it again because you thought you
misread
it wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nope, that's exactly what it says. Oh my god, that sounds so terrible.
It's obviously a kid's show. It's done by Toei Animation. We know Toei's responsible for all those product placement. Their whole job is just make anime that sells toys. This is obviously meant to sell fucking barcodes on potato chips, which disgusts me. Makes me think of that whole Totino's Rolls thing with Assassin's Creed that they have going on. So
I love how the first sentence of that description is who loves to fish, and then immediately talks about things that have nothing to do with it.
He loves to fish, so he loves to go to fucking get potato chips from Walmart and scan their barcodes for bar souls. Disgusting.
Okay, let's move on before
Great start
Oni,
to the season.
throws up in the middle of the podcast in sheer disgust. Next up, we have Beelzebub Jo no Okini Mesu Mama by Linden Films. Murin lands his dream job with the Demon King he's always held in awe, but when his tenure begins, it turns out the Demon King isn't quite what he expected.
I did not see the trailer for this or anything.
I did see the trailer for this.
Linden Films track record. They did Killing Bites. So not a bad track record. For me,
I would give it. I would actually give this a maybe. I would do a maybe for this one.
I like
Just
the
for
art
Oni.
style. I like the art style.
Oh,
It looks bubbly.
It looks what?
It looks really bubbly.
Yeah, it is. It almost reminds me of like Maid Dragon.
That's a plus.
Yeah, there's definitely like ecchi in it too.
Okay, so then we'll keep that as a maybe.
Yeah, no, I was like, okay, if I have to pick among all the ones that Oni wants, let me try to steer him in the right direction. Let me steer him something that at least I will tolerate.
Alright. Next up, we have Conception by Gonzo, a name I haven't heard in a while.
Gonzo.
The story of the game... Oh no, it's a video game adaptation. The story of the game revolves around Itsuki Yuge, a high school student who finds out on the day of graduation ceremony that his cousin and childhood friend, Mahiro, is pregnant. I don't know, that's a twist. Immediately afterward, Itsuki and Mahiro are taken to a magical world called Granvania, which is currently being invaded by monsters. The only people who can fight and exercise the monsters are the Star Children. That's one of these descriptions. Alright. And the Star Children can only be produced by the 12 Shrine Maidens of the Constellations. In order to defeat the monsters and return to his own world, Itsuki must father the Star Children with the Maidens. So they were going literal with that conception stand thing.
We're not doing it.
But
absolutely not. No.
That's so creative, though. What anime do you know of that revolves around
getting girls pregnant?
Getting girls pregnant.
Didn't
you say you want more mature?
That is the definition of problematic. Like, oh no, this is not one I could. No, Oh
my god, I am
dating a bunch of girls.
He's not dating them. He's just getting them pregnant.
There's literally a Law and Order SVU episode like this.
The Law and Order SVU where they get translated to Granvania and he has to get them all pregnant.
No,
shit, I gotta go watch Law and Order.
Part and he just gets a bunch of girls pregnant.
Well, I'm gonna leave that as maybe.
Yeah, I hope you're putting that maybe in red.
No, we're putting that in yellow. Next.
Dakaretai otoko one ni odorosarete imasu. Takato Saito has reigned as the idol industry's most huggable for 5 years. That is until freshman actor Junta Azumaya. Takato was always considered brisk. I don't know how to pronounce that word either. While Azumaya's smile is winning over admirers by comparison, the whole fiasco drives Takato to overindulge in alcohol, and his actions catch the attention of the last person he wants to see. To his surprise, Azumaya uses this new info to blackmail Takato for physical affection. Finally, a shonen ai after 20 years. I feel like
we saw Shonen Ai 2 seasons ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no, I think it was definitely Super Lovers.
It was Super Lovers, was it?
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was Super Lovers. Oh, so weird.
I'm not familiar with Cloverworks.
Me neither.
They did the Fate Grand. They're doing the Fate Grand Order Babylon.
They did Persona 5. That's why I remember them.
Oh, they did Darling in the Franxx and Slow Start too. So they're relatively new, but they have a huge resume of things.
Yeah, like this resume is actually. They're also doing.
Seishun Buta, which is another show this season.
Yeah.
And Phoenix Wright, which is another show. They're doing 3 shows this season.
Yeah, they are. Jesus. Okay. Go Cloverworks.
Get your money, Cloverworks.
Yeah, bitch.
So we're putting that in yellow?
We'll put that in yellow. Definitely putting that in yellow.
I like how our whole first row is red and the whole second row is yellow.
Well,
I think this
I don't
show's
think
gonna break that.
Yeah. Don't think this is going anywhere. It doesn't look too promising.
All right. Next up, we have Double Decker, Doug and Krill. The city-state of... I'm sorry, but you have it named Double Decker in caps with an exclamation point. The city-state of Lissaveleta. Two suns rise above the city, and the people live peaceful lives. But in the shadows, crime and illegal drugs run rampant. Among them is the dangerous, highly lethal drug Anthem, which casts a dark shadow over the city. The Seven Nose Special Crime Investigation Unit specializes in cracking down on Anthem. This unit operates in two-man buddy teams. All right, so we're just going straight for the buddy cop in what's called the Double Decker system to tackle the problem. Doug Billingham is a second investigator, and joining him is Krillo Rubel, whose abilities are mysterious and unknown. Sunrise, obviously everyone knows Sunrise, Gundam, Code Geass, Valvrave.
Wait, Sunrise did Code Geass?
Sunrise does everything that has to do with mecha.
Interesting.
I don't.
That's interesting. Wait, but it was Clonad who did the art for Code Geass, correct?
Oh yeah, it was Clamp.
Clamp.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't know. I said Clamp.
I'm not too interested in it. I have a bias against mechas. I don't like mecha anime too much.
Me neither. And I'm literally just looking at what everyone's dressed at, and that alone is turning me off.
It does look very fun. I feel like this is going to be the next Valvrave. I feel like this is going to be a fun, stupid show. This is going to be the fun, stupid show of the season, where I'm going to see 1,000 threads about it, where every episode some stupid shit's going to happen that's completely off the wall. It's going to be this one. I guarantee it.
Don't hate on Valvrave.
We're going to be vampire rape and all kinds of crazy shit.
I actually really did like Valvrave. Because it just was very fun.
Alright.
Also, a very good opening. Kakuemi Valvrave shout. Very good opening. Sorry.
You promote Valvrave. You're the only one in the world.
Because it's such a silly show. So, next up we have just Fairy Tail. Just Fairy Tail.
Dun dun dun. Fairy Tail.
The final season is the final season of Fairy Tail by A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures, who has done lots of shit. Who also has done lots of shit.
Yeah.
Like Studio Dean. It's one of them Studio Deaners.
Mm-hmm. Is that what we're calling them? Studio Deaners?
No.
They did Fate Apocrypha. Look at that.
Oh yeah, you love that so much, right?
No. The thing is, I love we love Fairy Tail.
Yeah, we both really are big fans. And in a sea of people who don't give a shit about Fairy Tail, I stand for Fairy Tail.
This is the hill we die on, the hill that no one else cares about, but we will mount our flag on this one.
Yes, we really enjoy Fairy Tail. So much so that Oni has a tattoo.
I was just about to mention that. Yep.
I'm gonna get mine. It's happening. I just need to save up for it.
Yes, do it. Feel the pain.
Okay, don't drive me away from it.
If I can endure it, you can.
No, but you're really good at.
No, I have a horrible pain tolerance. I hate needles. I'm looking forward to this because obviously I love Fairy Tail. I did not read anything of the manga, so I have no idea what we're getting into with this.
Mm-hmm. I just like it because I feel like this is like that one shonen anime that's like, you know how you described a drama, how like you prefer your dramas to work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that your concept of that is what they did for this anime, and it works incredibly well.
Yeah, they did that, and I just like that it doesn't really take itself too seriously. It does a lot of things that subvert its own plot and stuff. Plus, it has a lot of. It does the thing where I am a sucker for having strong female characters in shonen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and there's like tons of that in this.
Tons of them. Shout out to Urza.
Yes, Urza Squad. So yeah, we're watching. The only thing is, are we gonna cover it? Because we know this is gonna be like a 52 episode thing. It's gonna be like this. Easily gonna be a year-long series. So I was thinking we put this as a maybe, and we cover it so long as we don't see anything worth taking its spot. So it's like kind of a placeholder.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we'll do that. So put a maybe for now, and then deliberate on it afterwards.
Let's move on.
Yes. Next up, we have Gaikotsu Shotenin Honda-san by DLE. The comedy manga's story centers on a skeleton named Honda who works in a bookstore. Hilarity ensues daily in his work at the shop's manga counter. I love straightforward, simple explanations and summaries. So
I'm like, is this just like it's just Ainz before he became Ainz? Like,
this is the spin-off.
It's an alternate reality where he just, where instead of being the overlord, he just works at. Wouldn't that be like amazing though?
Oh, yeah, I always say, like, I love the first episode of the season 3 of Overlord because it was like that. It was just a stupid, fun. Let's explore Nazarick and have fun. So if they did do a spin-off where Ainz is like in a bookstore and Albedo is there and shit, I'd be all over that.
He could be working there and she's like the manager, but she's like obsessed with him still and like kind of just tries to sexually harass him all the time.
Yeah. But I don't think we're watching it. Yeah.
I don't think so because I feel like we have too much things on our plate.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to have.
I do want to watch it on my own, at least a couple episodes. It looks fun. It looks like a really fun, silly show. So,
I would say so.
Not on the podcast, but definitely something I might watch in my own time.
Alright, next we have Gakko and Basada by Brains Base Ill. The school battle comedy parody reimagines the Warring States era warriors of Capcom's action game franchise as rival students in a modern high school. Darimasume and Sanada Yukimura battle to replace Toyotomi Hideyoshi as the next student council president.
So you remember Sengoku Basara, right?
Yes. I first I didn't, cause this whatever they're showing here makes no sense ish. Cause like I couldn't see everything. I was like, who is what? Like I was like, this sounds really familiar. And then I saw the PV, and then it all came back to me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. It reminds me of that Attack on Titan thing that they did, or it was like Attack on Titan Junior High or something. That was really stupid.
Yeah.
I like the series because I love the games.
I like the games only.
Yeah, I love the games, but I'm not too interested in the anime, and I'm definitely not interested in a spin-off of the anime. I don't foresee caring too much about this series.
No, this is not worth covering.
Just give me a Switch version, please. Oh yes, this is what I wanted to see. Next up, we have Goblin Slayer by the illustrious White Fox. A young priestess has formed her first adventuring party, but almost immediately they find themselves in distress. It's the Goblin Slayer who comes to their rescue, a man who's dedicated his life to the extermination of all goblins, by any means necessary. And when rumors of his feats begin to circulate, there's no telling who might come along next. I'm watching this. I'm going to make a case that we watch this on the podcast. I think this is going to be like one of the biggest shows coming out this season. I've never read the manga, so I have no idea what the plot is. I do know that it is graphic. It's very Berserk-like.
Yes, it is. I saw the preview of it. At first, I thought you were gonna watch it because, like, oh my god, a lolly on the screen.
It's not even really about like.
It's not really.
It's not a fan servicey type of show. Well, unless
it's not at all.
I'm pretty sure there will be nudity, but it's gonna be like people getting decapitated, probably.
Yeah.
So
like,
it's not the fun kind of nudity. And of course, White Fox has done Steins Gate. They've done
I know.
ReZero.
I was like, at first, I was gonna be like, why do you want to watch this? And I'm like, okay, it's White Fox.
White Fox is one of my favorite studios. They're actually really, really fucking amazing. So
Yeah, they have some good stuff.
Katana Gatari, Tears to Tierra, which is a really underrated series. So I think we're gonna stick with that and watch it, and that'll be like our action show along with Attack on Titan. So we get double the gore.
You mean triple the gore, because next up we have Golden Kamui 2. Second season of Golden Kamui. Yeah, you like that segue, huh?
Nice segue.
By Geno Studio, which we're definitely covering 1,000,000%.
If you haven't seen the original Golden Kamui, go watch it. Do it. It's definitely one of the most underrated shows of this year. It's fantastic. It's amazing.
It's actually really good. Like, this is definitely like, this is like Academy Award winning shit.
When we were covering it in the podcast, every episode I was like, this is like if Quentin Tarantino directed an anime, it would be Golden Kamui. It's very, very Tarantino-like. Very interesting characters that have really weird personalities and quirks, and they all interact with each other. Really weird villains, really weird set pieces. It's just fun.
And and amongst all that weirdness is a shit ton of gore.
Yeah, it's over the top kind of gore that you would see in like people getting their balls blown off and shit like that. Like that kind of gore. So yes.
Yeah, we're covering it.
Yeah, definitely. Next up, we have Gurazeni 2 by Studio Dean, the second season of Gurazeni. I remember when we first mentioned this show, and we were like, "Oh, we want to watch it because he looks like he's a person of color." I think that was like the only reason.
I think I was saying that jokingly. I didn't really mean that.
I know, but that was like the only thing we could say about. Oh, it's interesting. He doesn't look white.
I'm mad. I'm mad because one, that's not even the case. Like, he is Japanese. They just gave him like a tan to make him look fucking like Latino as fuck. Yeah, like Dominican. No, it's perfect. Dominican as fuck. Yeah, Dominican as fuck for no fucking reason.
It ups his baseball skills. It's like he goes Super Saiyan. He just goes.
It's Super Saiyan. He just turns Dominican. Plátano power.
Please, you just improved the show dramatically. By the way,
I'm just mad it has a second season, and literally Chio-chan will not get a second season. All these great animes that deserve second seasons will not get one. But here we are with fucking Gurazeni too. I don't know. I guess a lot of straight guys, and because baseball is kind of big, I think.
It definitely is in Japan.
So they're like, oh my god, Japanese and baseball, and oh my god, look at this guy. Oh my god, he's Dominican. Whoa, great.
Sugoi desu. I think it's safe to say we're not watching. We're not marathoning the first series just to watch the second series.
We're not watching it, but we're sure as hell are gonna make fun of it whenever we see it.
That's the fun of this podcast. Next up, oh, you're next.
Next up is Gyakuen Saiban Tsuno Shinjitsu Igiari Season 2 by Cloverworks. So yeah, second season of, I'm not saying the title all over again.
We can just say Phoenix Wright.
Yes, the second season of Phoenix Wright. I was forgetting the name of it, the English name of it, because I haven't heard of it in so long.
We didn't cover this in the podcast, did we? I don't remember if we covered this in the. I remember. No, did we? I think we did.
I think we did.
It was really.
It was a long time ago.
It was a while ago, and also it was really boring. Like really boring.
Like.
No, you know what? I think this is one of the shows we watched, and it was back when we first did the podcast, and we were watching separate shows for some stupid ass reason, and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I dropped this one.
Did we drop it? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's how it happened.
I remember watching it all the way to the end. At least I did. Yeah, first of all, I'm mad that like this dead bitch is literally still on the cover. Like,
spoilers.
You literally died in episode 1. Why are you still here?
Spoilers.
So what?
Spoilers for episode 1. Jeez.
Episode 1 of season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're not watching it. More power to you if you like Phoenix Wright. I like the game series, but the anime was very disappointing.
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright, next up, we have Hangyaku Sei Million Author based on Square Enix's massively multiplayer online role-playing game.
There's a lot of
JC
like
Staff.
anime, like video game adaptations coming out this time
There
around.
are.
Tons, actually tons.
And none of them are Azure Lane.
Oh, shut up. I'm telling you that if there's an Azure Lane one, like
there will be soon.
That, you will be watching that all on your own.
No, we have a duty to the channel to cover Azure Lane.
We are not making any Azure Lane content, so fuck that shit.
Well, I will. Eventually, maybe one day. But yeah, no, I don't. I like JC Staff. I have no idea what the show's about. It's a. I don't want to say that I'm biased against video game adaptations because there are good video game adaptations, but a lot of the time, the thing is, I go in with a grain of salt because they're mostly just slapdash together to promote the product rather than make a good show. So unless I have complete faith in the studio and like if this was done by Kyoto Animation or like KyoAni, or it was done by White Fox or something, then I'd be like, oh shit, this is gonna be legit. But JC Staff is known to do their whole little money grab things and put low effort into some projects and more effort into others and all that stuff. So I don't have too much hope in this series.
I honestly don't care.
Fair enough.
I mean, if I can just be perfectly honest and blunt, I don't care.
But do you care about this one?
Yeah, speaking of things that I don't give a shit about, Hinomaru Zumo, also by Gonzo. It's a divine ritual, the martial art, a combat sport. It's sumo! A small new student, Ushio Hinomaru, appears before the weak little sumo club of Odachi High School. The words big and heavy are the rules to the sport, but which does not fit this newbie any inch. But this guy goes and does what? Ushio and the small sumo club the small sumo club climbs its way to the top. A goal is Hinoshita Kaisan, a title for the highest rank in professional sumo, equivalent of Yokozuna. A fired up sumo tale, no retakes allowed.
That was the most extra description.
You were. I'm like, why is there so much passion?
It looks fiery and passionate.
Yeah, it's all like, oh, we're men, otoko da, and all that other shit.
I feel like this could be a decent show. Like it might be a contender for like surprise sports show of the season, like Harukana Receive was last season. But I'm not too interested for superficial reasoning. If you get my drift.
I am also not interested for superficial reasonings. Yes, no. It's because there's a bunch of shirtless guys throwing each other around. Like, that also it's not per se what I want. Also, I laughed because when it said small sumo club, I read it as small sumo cub because gay people.
I was actually thinking a bear, and I was like, oh, if this was a show about a bear that sumos, that'd be so much more interesting.
I was thinking the same thing,
all right,
but totally different context.
I was thinking literally, but okay. Next up, we have Hora Mimi ga Miteru yo, the cute story of a daily life between a guy and his cat boy roommate.
I'm like, actually, what the fuck is this?
It doesn't even have a studio listed. It's just.
It doesn't.
Is this like Japan's version of what's that comic about or that book series with the kid, the monkey, George, Curious George?
Curious George. I'm like, apparently there's like shonen eye tags in it. Apparently.
Yeah, it's a cat boy, just like that.
Cat boy.
Just like that other series that shall not be named.
I know you said just like that other series that should not be named, but I'm like, actually, like, what series is that? Oh God! You know what? That's my fault. I should have been happy I kept my mouth shut. But yeah, it looks cute.
It is. It does look cute. I might watch a couple episodes. If this, it's not a short. I would have preferred if it was like a short, like a 5-minute or 7-minute short.
Yeah, I'll probably be watching this on my own, maybe.
We might check out an episode.
But yeah, I don't think we're covering on the podcast.
I don't think it gives us much to talk about.
Yeah, Cowboys.
All right.
You homophobes.
Even though we have another Shonen Ai series that we're
You homophobes.
All right. Next up.
Oh, that's me. Okay. Yay! Back to another long description. Oh no, lost my place. There we go. Huli Jisheng by Meta Company. Oh god. A poor but talented high school boy named Huli. Oh, I know that's not how you pronounce it, but whatever. Whose name is pronounced very similar to the term for fox in Chinese. He's a ghost singer / songwriter for the popular and narcissistic boy idol Kong Ge, whatever. Pronounced very similarly to peacock in Chinese. I'm sorry, guys, if you guys are getting upset by my pronunciation.
You are triggering all of our Asian viewers.
I can do Japanese very well. I can pronounce Korean pretty okay, but Chinese.
What are you saying? Chinese not good enough for you?
I just don't know how to pronounce it. So yeah, Kongke. I'm not laughing at like
Jesus Christ, Drew. Drew does not reflect the views of G&A podcast.
Kong. What does he mean? Kong. Boy idol Kong, who is very handsome but can barely sing, who always wears a fox mask to hide his large facial scar caused by a traffic accident. He also uses screen name Mr. Fox to publish his music online. God, all that to say that we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Jesus. It's only because I don't know, Chinese anime is.
I feel like we've been tainted by Gendo Guardian.
Yeah, they always have a really weird premise, like incredibly weird.
I did hear that one Chinese Sword Art Online clone anime was really good, but
I mean, from Sword Art Online, the only place you can go is up. So.
Which we'll be talking about later on because Sword Art Online is coming out this season as well. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Next up, we have Inazuma 11 Orion no Kokin. The new series will center on a team made up of successive generations of Inazuma 11 characters. The Inazuma Japan Boys representative team will face teams from around the world. They should have just named it Inazuma 11 World Tour. It would have been infinitely better, but still not watching it.
I'm just like looking at this cover. I'm like, boy, what are you doing fucking upside down? Just kick a ball. Like, stop, like, boy, at least be upright.
Nope. That's overrated.
Like, this almost looks like I thought this was like a fighting anime.
Inazuma 11 is the precure of sports anime, I think. It's just constant. There's always a new Inazuma 11. There's like generations of Inazuma stars that do crossovers with each other. It's super, super weird. But I have no doubt that there's lots of fans for it. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But I've never seen it, so.
I don't give a fuck. Let's move on.
Okay.
I know I'm being so savage.
Jesus.
Ingress by Craftar. Since he was little, Makoto had a strange power which enabled him to read memories of objects he touched, hiding his uncontrollable power. He works as a special agent in the police force. One day, while investigating an explosion at a laboratory, he researches an unknown substance called XM. He sees oh, sorry, that was not the end of the sentence. Called XM, he sees a mysterious memory. That is a run-on sentence if I ever saw one. That memory was from Sarah's ring, who was a sole survivor of the accident. It was the sight of a person being swallowed into a red light and disappearing. Makoto becomes embroiled in a massive conspiracy. The battle for XM, a material that could affect the human mind, starts now. For some reasons, I thought of Psychopaths.
It looks like Psychopath.
It
Even
looks
like the
Psychopaths.
font,
The font, yes.
the picture,
Yes.
it all looks like Psychopaths. I love that we live in an era where Psychopaths, as niche as it was, is potentially getting copycat anime.
Like, damn, how are people trying to copy fucking Psychopaths?
Crafter, by the way, the studio hasn't really done anything.
Nope.
They've done Sotai Sekai, which I've never heard of, and Shi Yang Yang Zhu Da Ba Boo Da Ba, which
I don't know why you're trying to pronounce it. I saw that one title, I was just like, okay, girl, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Got it.
So they're not really a recognized studio. This might be their breakout hit. I do like sci-fis, but turning me off by looking too much like Psychopaths there, buddy.
Also, it's a video game adaptation.
I wish these had titles that we could just name it the video game adaptation episode or something. Alright, next up we have Irozuku Sekai no Aishita Kara. In Nagasaki, a descendant of the mages, 17-year-old Hitomi lost her sense of color at a young age and grew up lacking emotion. Her grandmother Kohaku, a great mage, sends Hitomi to the past to the year 2018. There, she spends time with a 17-year-old Kohaku and friends from club activities.
That premise sounds actually really cool.
It does, and it's by PA Works, which means it's going to be super, super pretty. Really, really pretty.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, and it's going to have a lot of, like, lens flare type stuff and, like, scenery. And they like doing adaptations of, like, teenage girls, like dramas, like coming of age stories. So I think this is going to be another one in the same vein as Hanasaku Iroha and Glass Slip and stuff like that. I kind of want to watch it.
Like, if there was nothing to watch, I would be like, maybe. Also, it's a romance, and I'm just like, is she trying to fuck her grandma?
That's what I was thinking too.
I don't think that's gonna be the case. This is gonna be like a male love interest. Oh, that actually make me barf.
Should we put that as a yellow or just straight up red? I feel like there's a lot of stuff though. Like, we haven't even touched on Toaru or.
Spoiler, it's gone. We can put a yellow. There's no point. There's no.
Yeah.
We don't lose anything by making it yellow.
Yeah. All right.
Next, we have Jojo no Kimyo Naboken Ogon no Kaze. A fifth story arc in the manga series JoJo Bizarre Adventure. It stars Giorno Giovanna. Giorno is determined to rise to the top of organized crime and become a head gangster in order to help people and make the world a better place. Okay. So he joins Passione, an organized crime group that employs many stand users.
Passione is also the animation studio that was behind High School DxD, so double layer of plot there.
Is it really?
It was. I know everyone's excited for this. Everyone loves JoJo. More power to you. I've not seen much of JoJo. We saw a bit of it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not saying it's bad. I actually would want to sit down and watch all of it. I just don't have time to because it's so long. And that's something I don't have time to do. I did like what I did see of it. But given that we haven't seen all of it, I don't think we're going to watch the 5th season without having watched the other 4 seasons.
Yeah. Much as I'd like to, and I really would.
Mm-hmm.
But we already have, like, our action, fighting, gore, whatever thing covered with, like, Golden Kamui and potentially others.
So, unfortunately, JoJo will turn a blind eye to you this time around, but not because we hate you, but because we haven't experienced the joy of watching JoJo just yet.
Yes.
Next up, we have Karakurui Circus. The protagonist, Masaru, has just inherited a big fortune after the death of his father. However, people are trying to get their hands on it by any means necessary, even if it means killing him. Narumi helped Masaru to avoid being kidnapped after fighting some weird guys. He found out that they're not humans, but wooden puppets with amazing strength. After a hard fight, Narumi was forced to admit that he's no opponent for them. And just when he started to think that Masaru would be captured, Shirogane, Masaru's watcher, arrives from France with a weapon, the puppet Arquin. The fuck did I just read?
Puppets.
Triggered. Yeah, Portocraft all over again. The studio that does this is what? Studio Voln, which did Idol Jihen, which, if you remember from way back when, is another show I covered when we were doing our split reviews, and did not enjoy.
You like watch it to a certain extent, and you like fuck this.
Yeah, it overgrew it. It overstayed its welcome. I'm not too interested in this. Kind of looks like maybe it's because JoJo's sitting right next to it. Kind of looks like a JoJo ripoff.
JoJo, but with puppets.
With puppets. So I'm not too interested. Just leave that as red for now.
Yeah, agreed. Let's move on. Kaze ga tsuyoku fuiteru. By Production IG. The series is centered on the Tokyo Hakone round trip college Ekiden race, or Hakone Ekiden, one of the biggest university marathon relay races in Japan. The race is held every year on January the 2nd to the 3rd and goes between Tokyo and Hakone and back for a total run of nearly 217.9 kilometers, which is about 135.4 miles.
Is it trying to sell the race to me or to sell the anime?
Yeah, like, whoa, this race is so good. It's really extensive. It's all about running and all this stuff. Oh yeah, relay races. Fuck. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say no. Yeah.
No. Let's move on.
Next up, we have Ken and Ken Aoki Kagayaki. It's an adaptation of a Zhang Yun Sword role-playing game franchise by Studio Dean. I don't even have a picture of what the characters look like or anything, so I'm gonna say no to that.
Yep.
Moving on.
Kira Kira Happy Hirake. Why does that almost sound familiar? That sounds like one of our or one of our donation noises.
Oh, that's what nursery rhyme says.
Oh, is that nursery rhyme?
Yeah.
Oh,
Kira Kira, something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all of that. Kokotama. The new series will focus on a new protagonist named Haruka Hoshinogawa and the Kokotama god born from her precious ribbon. Great. Sounds good. Not watching it.
Got it.
Next, or did you want to say something?
No, I was gonna say next. Yeah. Next, we have Kishiku Gakko no Juliet, Giorgio Academy boarding school. The students that attend the school come from 2 countries and reside in their own dormitories. Inazuka and Persia are leaders of rival dorms who, in secret, they love each other. Now they have to keep their relationship a secret from their dorm mates, or else bad things will happen to them.
Or bad things,
or
else
bad things will happen to
them. Great description.
Like what kind of bad things? Like an orgy?
So in my mind, I thought Oni was gonna fight for this one.
I kind of want a Linden Films is good, and I kind of want a. This is Yuri, right? Or at least Shoujo Ai.
No,
it's not. Is it a male and female dormitory?
You just don't see the male protagonist.
Really?
Yeah.
Not fighting for it. Fuck off. Blew my. I was interested in I was like, oh man, if it was just like female only in these 2 doors, it would actually be kind of interesting and cute and sweet.
No, I thought you would see a preview and you'd see like the girl with the big cat ears on her, being a great character actually, because she's being all like, S&M-ish.
I really wish I had seen the preview for this. Either way, I'm not gonna fight for it because I kind of wanted it to be a Yuri.
No, I mean, if you really want a Yuri, trust me, there is another
A lot of
there's
shows
another anime
left
for
to talk
that.
about.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Next up is Merc Storia Muki Ryoku no Shonen to Bin no Naka no Shoujo by Encourage Films. The fantasy strategy role-playing game is set in a world where humans and monsters coexist. In the main story, a boy apprentice, Yujutsushi, with the power to heal those who clash, embarks on a journey to restore the memories of his friend Merc, a girl trapped in a bottle.
I'm a genie in a bottle.
And rub me the right way.
They did do
Okay.
Ike Musume, but other than that, they don't have much of a track record. Oh, Symphano Gear.
Also did Hitori Hime My
Oh,
Hero.
that
Thank you
was
very
the other
much.
one we did. That's the other show I was talking about.
Yes.
That was in
Yes, it was.
2017? That was a year ago?
That
Oh,
was a year
shit.
ago. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I actually liked this one. Actually, I like the Shonen. The Shonen Ai.
Anyway, are we watching
No.
Merc? Okay.
Absolutely not.
Next up, we have Orega Ski Nanawa Orega Ski Nanawa Imoto Dakedo Imoto Janai. The awkward sibling romantic comedy series centers around the younger sister Suzuka Nagami and the older brother Yu Nagami. Suzuka is a beautiful third-year middle school student who has excellent grades and is the student council president. She wrote a novel about a little sister who dotes on her older brother, and the novel wins a light novel award. After they discuss that matter, Yu is the one who debuts as a proxy. Ooh, I lost my place. Light novel author instead of Suzuka, under the pen name Chikai Towano. This is just like if Ori Imo and Iromanga Sensei had a baby.
Literally, I was like, oh,
That being
do not fight.
said,
Do not fight for it. Do not fight for it. This is not a fight you're going to win. I'm telling you that right now. That's not. I'm not looking for your manga sensei right now.
I like those types of shows. I feel like I'm in the minority that loves Iromanga Sensei and Orino Imo.
I don't. It's not that I. Actually, honestly, it's not that the shows are bad. It's just generally not my cup of tea. I didn't. Weirdly enough, I didn't like Oreimo because the main girl, she was just such a bitch. Like, like she was actually just like the worst.
No, that's why you watch it for Kuroneko. But anyway, I'm not gonna fight for this just because this feels like second or third hand Iromanga Sensei, and after a while they start to lose their luster. So
exactly, I'm like, this doesn't seem like anything I haven't seen before. So
fair enough.
Yes, let's move on to Radiant by Lurch. The story follows Seth, a boy who seeks to become a great magician, and a group of witches who seek to travel to the Radiant. Radiant is a magical land that spawns monsters called Nemesis, which fall to the world from the sky. While traveling, they are also hunted by the Inquisition.
You don't say. This looks fun.
Yeah, I think isn't this the same people who did Witch Academia?
No, that's what I was thinking too. Lurch did another really fun magical girl show.
It's not gonna be fun now that you say that.
Yeah. They did Maho Shoujo Magical Girl Raising Project. So the opposite of the Witch Academia.
Okay.
It does look cute and nice and wholesome though. It looks like a fun Saturday morning type of show.
Yeah, where they're just casually running away from the Inquisition, trying not to get slaughtered. But...
I don't think it'll be that serious. But I don't know. I'm not gonna fight for it. Are you interested in it? I feel like this is too powerful of a season.
powerful is not the word I would describe. It's just a bunch of anime that I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, why not? Like I'm not really.
There's a lot of anime that are just like these are interesting, like this one that I want to watch and I'll probably watch on my own time. But at the same time, there's a lot of like sequels that are really, really
that like require our immediate attention.
Yeah.
So probably not.
All right.
Next up, we have Release the Spice.
Wait, this is me.
That is you. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say the title so bad.
I know. I also wanted to say the title. Release the Spice by Les Deuce. The anime begins with a lone high school girl named Momo attending a high school in the city of Sorosaki. Unbeknownst to everyone, Momo's an agent who works for the private intelligence agency Tsukikage,
of course,
that protects the city and its people. Under the tutelage of her senior Yuki and her other friends, they keep the peace in the city. The story will eventually focus on the 6 high school girls. Release that spice.
Eventually, then who are they gonna focus on in the
middle? Yeah, this is the first time.
A bunch of salary men.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll get to this point in the story. Les Deuce, I'm pretty sure it's not their name, but I'm just gonna call them Les Deuce. They did the Fate Grand Order adaptation. They did Sinbad, the Magi Sinbad adaptation. So it's not like they have no experience doing things.
They have some. It's a rather short resume.
Mm-hmm. And it just looks cute. I feel like I'm going to say that a lot. It looks bad, though. I'm sorry.
It does look painfully bad.
It looks generic as fuck.
It really, really does.
But I love the name. Props to probably the best name of the season. I'll give you that much, guys.
Yeah.
Release the Spice.
With a Y.
With a Y. Fuck you.
Okay, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Rewrite D.
Oh, I thought you said Rewrite D. Damn it, just when I thought Release the Spice was the best time.
Yeah, we thought that was the best one. We have Rewrite D, Kokukoe no Derrida, by Geek Toys. Alright. Is this now just like a competition?
This is the only show, by the way. Geek Toys has done nothing except this. Continue.
Oh, great. The year is 2050. A young engineer named Derrida Yavain, Jesus, becomes famous thanks to his contribution to the development of the autonomous machine DZ at Rebuild, the manufacturing company founded by his father. One day, Derrida and his colleague Nathan discover a flaw in the DZs and try to warn their boss, but are ignored. Although Derrida and Nathan are aware of the danger, they reluctantly decide to put off taking any measures and instead go to Nathan's daughter Mage's birthday party.
That's her name?
Yeah, I guess so. The next day, after enjoying a peaceful day, Derrida and Nathan are suddenly attacked by unknown forces. At the end of the escape, Derrida falls into a cold sleep machine, and 10 years later, he wakes up to a devastated war in the middle of a war. While Derrida is attacked by a group out of control DZs, he almost gives up, but recalls Nathan's last words: "Take care of Mage." Guess that's her name. Despite the harsh fate that has fallen upon him, Derrida sets off to seek Mage beyond the time we reunite. It's a story of the journey for hope. Fuck.
Did you just read a summary or like the whole transcript of the first episode?
I think you just spoiled it.
I was waiting for the part like Derrida goes out to the shop and gets some groceries.
Right, well I also realize that he's in love with this woman.
I think it's safe to say no.
Oh, fuck that.
We're not
oh my God.
writing these this season.
We're not rewriting these. Oh, amazing title.
Next up, we have Seishun Buta Yaro wa Bunny Girl Senpai no Yume wo Minai. There's a rumor about a mysterious phenomenon called puberty syndrome For example,
Lord.
Sakuta Azusagawa is a high schooler student who suddenly sees a bunny girl appear in front of him. The girl is actually a girl named Mai Sakurajima, who is Sakoto's upperclassman and is also a famous actress who has gone on hiatus from the entertainment industry. Yeah, for some reason, the people around Mai cannot see her bunny girl figure. Sakura sets out to solve the mystery, and he spends time with Mai. He learns her secret feelings. Other heroines who have puberty syndrome start to appear in front of Sakuta. By Cloverworks, who they did Persona 5, right.
Yes.
Tell me, Drew, is this something I want to fight for? Or does it have no chance ever of being...
Oh, God. They lost me at puberty syndrome. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Puberty syndrome.
It's relatable. We all go through puberty syndrome.
That got me so mad. I'm like, oh, God. Puberty syndrome. Ill. You know, I'll humor you, and you can make it a yellow if you want. If you want.
I do want.
God.
Next up.
Senran Kagura, Shinobi Master, Tokyo Yomahan.
Oh, okay.
The second season of Senran Kagura.
I'm sorry, Seishin Buta. You're red. This is yellow.
No, we can't watch it. The second season.
You don't need to know anything about Senran Kagura.
Really?
Really.
Okay, yellow.
You know how I need a fan service anime every season? That's this.
Okay, the difference between need and want. You want it. You don't need it. You do not need it.
Anywho, I'll leave that yellow. For those of you who are interested in TNK, they did some other stuff like High School DxD. High School DxD
Wow.
Born. And a lot of other fan service type shows. So they got a good track record for fan service.
Oh, they also did Doreku.
Yep, they also did School Days.
And Senanatsu.
They've done a lot of fan service. So they know what they're doing. Next up, we have Sora to Umi no Aida. The story is set in Onomichi, Hiroshima, in the year 20XX. Fish disappear from the sea around the world, and only whales live in the ocean. The Ministry of Fishery decides to set up giant experimental universe fish tanks in space. Okay, the Omichi Universe Fishery Union is established and begins to train space fishermen. Fucking hate the anime. Female fishermen are in demand due to strengthening of equal employment law for men and women. Okay, so that part is realistic. Fair enough. 6 new female space fishermen are selected, and the story centers on supporting their growth. I hate that this made me read Space Fisherman multiple times. And I hate when I have to read a title and then reread it.
I definitely went out because I was like reading something else, and I went back in. I'm just like, what? And I'm reading the rest of it. I'm like, what?
I don't get what the premise is. Like, there's no fish, so they're fishing in space. I didn't know there were fish in space. Whatever. This is so stupid. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna watch this on my own time and see what the fuck they're talking about.
You sound so mad.
I am mad because I read a bunch of stuff and I don't know what I read. It makes me feel stupid.
Ooh, next we have Soten no Ken Regenesis 2 by Polygon Pictures, the second core of this season 1.
We didn't see season 1, so nope.
Polygon Pictures has done some really weird stuff.
They did a
they did
Pingu in the City.
Ajin. Wait, what?
They did Pingu in the City.
They also did Ajin.
They are very weird. There's really weird animations. In Search of Axis.
Wait, I didn't know Ajin literally had so many spin-offs and shit. Jesus Christ, so many. Yeah, this studio is fucking weird. Okay.
Anywho, next we have Square Gridman by Trigger, because they couldn't get it away. Darling in the Franxx was not enough. We need Gridman. Got it. Collaboration with Subaru Pictures. Yuta Hibiki Productions. Yuta Hibiki awakens with amnesia and the ability to see things that others cannot. He first encounters a Gridman in the reflection of his friend Rika Takarada's computer, and it tells him to remember his calling, but Yuta doesn't understand what that means. Later in the distance, he sees an extremely large monster, but it doesn't move. It's only when Yuta gets to school that the two sightings make sense. A monster attacks the hero Yuta saw in the computer screen, pulls him within the computer, and transforms Yuta into a giant hero named Gridman. So, no thanks. This doesn't look like stellar. I love Trigger, Little Witch Academia, and all of that, but no.
Yeah, no, not happening. I don't think they can pull off a second Darling in the Franxx.
No.
So soon. Next we have Sword Art Online Alicization by 81 Pictures. The third season of Sword Art Online. Ugh. That pained me to read that out loud. Underworld. The world that could outstrip even Sword Art Online. Residents are NPCs who are just like humans. Kirito wanders into and gets lost in the underground. He and his new friends struggle to escape as they unravel the secrets of the new virtual world. No. Absolutely not.
No, I don't want to beat on a dead horse with the whole hating on Sword Art Online thing.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just respectfully say absolutely not.
But I will say my feelings on, I do want to do a video on it eventually, but my feelings on Sword Art Online are, it's not as bad as people bash it for, but it's nowhere near as good as people think it is, and that's all I'm going to say about it.
I just really hate the main character. Like,
and yeah, Kirito's a whole thing.
Him alone ruins all of it for me.
He brings down the other cast, which is what hurts. Yeah. But anyway, let's get off that topic. Tensei. Next up, we have Tensei Shitaru Slime Data Ken. Lonely 37-year-old Sata Mikimi is stuck in a dead-end job, unhappy with his mundane life, but after dying at the hands of a robber, he awakens to a fresh start in a fantasy realm as a slime monster. As he acclimates to his goopy new existence, he exploits with the other monsters, set off a chain of events that will change his world forever.
Change his new world
forever, sorry. An isekai that kind of subverts it by having the main character be a slime. Cool concept, if it wasn't already done to death in other isekai.
Yeah, and ReZero.
I'm personally, there's going to be another anime coming out next year, I think, where it's about somebody who gets killed and transports to the world as a spider, and that's far more interesting to me than having a slime. Just for aesthetic purposes, I guess. But I'll say no for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next, we have Thunderbolt Fantasy 2, the second season of Thunderbolt Fantasy. This, like...
The puppet anime.
Wait, what?
It's a puppet anime.
Really?
Yep. It's actually really good. It's Gen Urobuchi, which is Psycho Pass, Madoka, Fate Zero. So it's like a good writer, and it's just all puppets. I don't even know why it's counted as anime.
Like, as in like real life puppets.
It's real life puppets. Yep.
Cause that's what it looks like. I'm like, why do these things look like weird mannequin things?
It's like imagine a shonen type anime, like a fantasy shonen that takes place in like medieval Japan, but with all puppets. It's super. If you haven't seen Thunderbolt Fantasy, at least watch an episode for those people out there. It is an interesting concept, and I appreciate the concept, but I can't get over the puppet thing because puppets scare me.
I also don't know how to feel about the puppet things. It has nothing to do with being afraid of them. that being said, let's move on.
Next up, we have Toaru Majutsu no Index, Season 3 by J.C. Sath. The third season of Toaru Majutsu no Index. Boy, I'm looking forward to this.
I can't wait to complain every week how fucking stupid it is that he
yes.
with his right
and
hand.
It comes just in time to take Steins Gate Zero's spot as like our sci-fi type anime, so I'm hyped for this. I'm so hyped.
I am.
And of course, we're covering it.
Okay. I am. Yeah, we are covering it. I'm also hyped to complain about it all the time.
Can't wait for people to hate on you in the comments.
Yeah, give it to me. Give me your hate. Tokyo Ghoul Re 2, the second cur of Tokyo Ghoul Re. So yeah. Yeah.
No.
I'm watching it.
We haven't seen any of the other Tokyo Ghouls.
Like any of them.
Yeah.
Ever. Alright.
Alright, next up we have Tonari no Kyuketsuki-san. Due to a strange incident, Akari is rescued by a vampire girl named Sophie Twilight, and Akari becomes interested in her. By Studio Gokumi.
What did they do?
Looks like a fun show. Something I'll watch on my own time. I don't think it's something to fight for. They've done Ramen Daisuke, Toji no Miko, A-Channel.
Oh god, this studio seems right up your alley.
It is. This is definitely a studio that's right up my alley.
Literally harems and lollies.
That's why I'll be watching this in my own time for sure. But I don't think it's something worth covering in the podcast.
Is A-Channel? Was A-Channel a shoujo?
Yes.
Okay. I remember. I think I watched like an episode or two of it.
Yeah, it's one of those like cute girls doing cute things, but it's obviously like heavy-handed with its shoujo I-ness, like where they're like, "Oh, look, we're both not wearing pants" or whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. Next is Tsunune Kazemae Koko Kyudo Bu by Kyoto Animation. Minato played Japanese archery in middle school. After a certain incident, he ran away from the sport because he became a master in the next Girl War. What? In high school, Minato meets new friends, and together, as part of their school's archery club, they aim to win the prefectural tournament.
It's a Kyoto Animation, though.
Still no.
I know, but it's gonna be so pretty. This is gonna be the free of archery.
Or if it's not the free of archery, it's gonna be the Violet Evergarden of archery.
It's gonna be the Violet Evergarden of archery. God damn it, KyoAni, give me my next season of Haruhi and or K-On.
You're not.
Or Maid Dragon.
K-On's done forever.
Alright. Next up we have Uchi no Maid ga Uzasu Giru. The manga centers on Misha, a little girl who lost her mother at an early age and now lives with her father. Her father employs a maid named Tsubami, who was a former self-defense force H official and is also a lolicon.
Yep, see, I was
Doga Koba.
Yep, here we go.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yellow it all up. We'll talk about it after we cover the next 3 shows.
Next we have Ulysses John the Ark Torenkin no Kishi by Axes. The novel series story takes place in 15th century France during the 100 Years' War with England. Montmorency, the son of a noble, immerses himself in the study of magic and alchemy at a school for knights. However, after France's defeat at Agincourt, the school is disbanded and Montmorency is forced to flee. While on the run, he meets a miraculous village girl named John.
Still better than Fate Apocrypha.
Jesus.
I'm not interested. Are you?
Me neither.
Okay.
No.
I might check out an episode of my own because I like historical stuff.
But what's next is definitely, well, here's a shoujo I've been waiting for.
Yes, we got Yagate Kimi ni Naru. Yu has always loved shoujo manga and awaits the day that she gets a love confession that sends her heart aflutter with bubbles and blushes. And yet, when a junior high classmate confesses his feelings to her, she feels nothing. Disappointed and confused, Yu enters high school still unsure how to respond. That's when Yu sees the beautiful student council president, Nanami, turn down a suitor with such maturity that she's inspired to ask her for help. But when the next person to confess to Yu is Nanami herself, has her shoujo romance finally begun? Yes. I've never heard of Troika, but they don't. Oh, they did Recreators. But yeah, no, I'm itching for a shoujo ai, but at the same time, like I said, there's a lot of stuff airing this season that we're interested in, so I'm not sure if this will make the final cut. I'll put it as yellow for my own purposes. But yeah.
And last but not least, we have Zombieland Saga by Mappa. There's no descriptions. I have no idea what the fuck it's about.
I'm gonna assume zombies.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume zombies as well.
But it does look interesting. But I don't think we're gonna fight for it.
I think it looks interesting.
It does. And watch it be like the fucking best show this season. Just like it's gonna be the new Made in Abyss. We're gonna not watch it, and everyone's gonna talk about how great it is.
I hope you guys don't mind. I'm definitely watching it right now.
What, the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can't because we'll probably get flagged if I do.
Yeah. You won't catch a... Oh. Okay.
As far as...
games. That was amazing.
So, maybe? Yellow?
I'm okay. So we don't have to necessarily watch this.
I'm gonna put it as a yellow then.
You don't necessarily have to watch it, but if I have the time, I feel like I might watch this on my free time.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry, I just saw a scene where like some guy literally just puts a grenade in a zombie's mouth and literally just.
And that's why I was looking at it, because it looks like an over-the-top zombie type action show, which I love. As much as people shit on me for zombies are boring, fucking zombies are.
It was vampires.
Whatever, same shit. I like when you have a lot of monsters fighting, and it's like you got to survive this onslaught of monsters, whether it's zombies or vampires or whatever. In any case, the only leftover watching from last season is Attack on Titan. That's the only thing carrying over from last season that we're interested in. So, that makes number 1. We have 6 more shows to select from.
Wait, what's number 1?
Attack on Titan.
Okay, yes, that is number 1.
So we have Attack on Titan, it's 1. Okay. Goblin Slayer makes 2. Golden Kamui makes 3.
Wait, oh, you're going from the top. Wait, now I have to make shows green. Goblin Slayer. Golden Kamui makes 3, right?
Index makes 4.
That leaves us with 3.
Leaves us with 3. So as usual, I think it should be a... We're not counting Fairy Tail here, though, is the other thing.
Oh, if it's gonna be like 50-something episodes, I think we should just...
Not watch it? Not cover it? Alright. We'll watch it on our own time.
We will.
Definitely will. And, let's see. So then, there's 3 shows left. Should we do I pick 1, you pick 1, we decide on the last one?
I guess that's the most fair way.
Okay. You first.
I mean, I feel like it goes without saying.
The Shonen
actually... Do I want to call this Shonen? Is there or not? Yeah, I just do the Shonen.
Okay, so that is that one, which I can't pronounce.
Dakaretai.
Dakaretai. Okay. I'm going for Senran Kagura. That I as much like I said, I need my ecchi fan service show.
But what? Okay, my thing is Beelzebub, Joe no Kini Mesu-sama is like right there. You know what? I
What you
can't
mean
think.
the maid one?
No, the Beelzebub.
Beelzebub.
The one in the beginning. The Beelzebub, Joe no.
Oh, that doesn't. That's nothing compared to Senran Kagura though.
Oh, so you just see. Oh god, you're just so hellbent on having your high school
Here's the
DxD
thing.
bullshit.
Here's the thing. Senran Kagura is interesting, and so is the maid Lolicon one.
Okay. Okay. Is it interesting? Like high school DxD was interesting.
No, no. This is straight up just cute girls being ninjas and being completely fan servicey.
Okay. So, you know, fine. Fine. It is your choice.
I mean, I also got to think of it from the perspective of: is this just going to be a show we cover on the podcast that you're going to be like, whatever, it's just fan service, and then I'm just going to be like, yeah, it's fan service. Next show. Or if there's any substance to it.
It said it was gonna have action and action and comedy. So
All right, let's take a risk. Let's do this. I feel like this is the type of show that you can enjoy. Just go into it knowing there's a lot of ecchi.
I know, and no, there are. Like I said, I have watched tons of ecchi at your
Request.
at your not I wouldn't say request. I would say more like your recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it I enjoyed. I haven't enjoyed, but I enjoyed it because it was funny, and that was a big problem with High School DxD. It wasn't really funny. It was literally just all
I think
fun.
this is funny, so it should work.
Okay.
Plus, the characters are likable.
I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to trust in you, and assume that you will not lead us astray.
Never. Now, what do we want to collectively agree on? We have Beelzebub. All right, let's eliminate things we don't want.
Okay.
Conception, you'll never agree to. Yeah.
Yes.
Beelzebub. Yay or nay?
I don't know. I feel like. Okay, let's get that one for now. Let's go to Irozoku Sekai. I don't think we're gonna watch that.
Okay.
And basically, unfortunately, it's literally. Okay, so.
Yeah,
I think it's a three-way tie between the maid one,
Zombieland, and Yagate.
I was gonna say even Beelzebub, but I forgot. Do you really want to watch the show, Joe? Do you want two gay ones?
That's the other thing I was thinking about. Like, yeah, we have our romance thing covered because I don't want to double up too much on things. We have action with Attack on Titan and what was the other show we're doing?
Action
Attack
with
on
Goblin Slayer.
Goblin Slayer.
And Golden Kamui.
And
Golden lots of action.
Yeah, tons of action. Toaru,
which is more action and sci-fi.
We have comedy with.
Oh no! We are not calling Senran Kagura the comedy.
Fine. Well, then we're lacking in comedy.
We are lacking in comedy. Okay, so let's say no to Yagate then.
Okay.
And let's say no to Zombieland only because like that I feel like when that's gonna be also actiony, like it's killing zombies.
Okay.
Unless it's gonna be like that one with like little girls who live in Apocalypse World.
That was not even a comedy. That was more that was more depressing than anything.
That was a nice slice of life. So it's between Uchi and Beelzebub essentially.
I feel like if we're going for comedy, Uchi would be the funnier of the two. But I haven't seen anything about Beelzebub. It also lists as a comedy.
I think you're definitely biased, 1,000,000%.
You know what? I'm for either one. So, do we have anything that's as aesthetically pleasing as... Because Beelzebub looks very stylistic. It has a very nice aesthetic to it. And I don't think we've had anything else that's, like, hyper stylized that way.
That's true, but I would be lying if I said the whole lolicon thing. I feel like that's so funny. I feel like that could be so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Much as I want to, part of me that wants to spite you because it's literally just full of lollies, but at the same time, I'm looking at comedic value. But Beelzebub is also like, looks like it's also funny, with some ecchi in it as well.
I think we should go Beelzebub then, because we have...
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'll live without the lollies, trust me. And, I don't know, it looks interesting. I'm interested in the art style. Whereas I can kind of see the lolly one kind of... I don't know, it looks funny too, though. And Doga Koba's doing it, and they're really, really good at that kind of stuff. I feel like we should literally just flip a coin for it.
Or do we want to ask our viewers?
Alright, let's do that. I feel like we did this last time too.
We did this for once, yeah.
Alright, so then for those of you who have made it this far, let us know in the comments what you'd like to see between Beelzebub, Jono, Okinimasu Mama, or Uchino Meiga Uzu Shigeru Giru. I butchered both those names.
I'm like, I felt like the titles are so long. I was like, I thought you just said 3.
Uchino Maid and Beelzebub. Between those two, which would you like to see us cover? Let us know in the comments below. We'll do a viewer choice for that one. Vote on it. Maybe I'll even put a poll on Twitter.
Yeah, I think we might just do a poll on Twitter.
Yeah, all right, we'll do a poll on Twitter. Let us know in the comments and also vote on the poll. But for now, we're going to be covering these 6 shows. Attack on Titan from last season, still covering it. We have, I'm going to struggle with that name, Dakaretai. I'm just going to call it a show, not an anime. Goblin Slayer, Golden Kamui Season 2.
That's not a hard name.
Dakaretai is, I don't know, it's such a weird...
It is slightly weird, but it's...
Anywho, Dakaretai, Goblin Slayer, Golden Kamui Season 2, Senran Kagura, Toaru, and Attack on Titan.
And the last one is up.
And the last one will be up to you guys. Check Twitter for that poll, which will be up soon.
Speaking of social media, if you enjoyed today's episode, by all means, like, comment, and subscribe. Do check out us on Twitter in general, because we're fun. Check out our Discord, it's diggity dope. And don't forget to check us out on Twitch, because after all, it's just Twitch. And if you want to go that extra mile and be super cool and cute, you can donate to Patreon, just like all these wonderful people here. I kind of feel bad now because now I'm forcing Oni to put the place card. Yeah. My bad.
Thanks,
to all the people. Thanks to all the people here who donated. You can join them and join the fun over at Discord in the Midnight channel. Oni, any last words or updates or news?
I'd like to say I hope you guys are looking forward to this new season. I know I am. It's actually very interesting to me. A lot of good contenders. Let us know in the comments what you'll be watching this season, because we're very interested in knowing what you guys like as well.
Yep, and with that, our review for the upcoming fall season 2018 is now come to a conclusion. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Until then, bye.
Bye. Later.